With the T.I situation, if he did that, you're a fucking rat too. I don't spare no motherfucking body. Because if you doing anything wrong, you doing anything criminal-wise, and you cooperate with law enforcement to get you out of trouble, that means you're cooperating. That means you're a rat.
You have any questions for me? You need anything to go with you?
My phone.
Your phone? Where's your phone at?
Your phone.
We're in the car.
Section.
I'm not looking for phones. I'm looking for drugs and guns.
I gotta say something about this, bro. Dwayne, where you going too fucking far, dog? That is a male. A 12-year-old. At 12, they don't even know what their next meal gonna be.
And one of you niggas would have been to the penitentiary before, man. What happened when a motherfucker say somebody ain't right and they got there show their paperwork and they is right? What's the penalty for that? Can somebody tell me what is that punishable by? Somebody tell me.
But I'm gonna tell you like this. When I saw that, I think T.I fucking lying.
There are few voices in hip-hop more unapologetically raw than Boosie Badass. Whether people agree with him or not, one thing's always been clear. He says exactly what he feels, without filters, without PR polish, and without worrying about who he might upset in the process. Over the years, he's built a reputation for speaking on controversies, calling people out, and dropping some of the most viral rants the culture has ever seen. So when something messy happens in the rap world, everybody's just waiting to see if Boosie is going to speak on it. And when he does, you already know it's going to stir things up. On the other side of this story you have T.I, one of the South's biggest rap legends, a man who built an empire not only with his music but also with business ventures, reality television, and a very public image of being a family man. For years, T.I and his wife Tiny have put their family in the spotlight, from VH1's Family Hustle to interviews and appearances where they've highlighted their children's lives. But that spotlight hasn't always been flattering. Their son, King Harris, has become a constant talking point on social media, and not always for the right reasons. King Harris is only in his early 20s, but he's already had more viral moments than some rappers twice his age. He's been caught on Instagram Live arguing with strangers, flexing money, getting into altercations, and most recently, making headlines for a leaked private video that threw gasoline on a fire that was already burning. When that video hit the internet, people reacted instantly. Some cracked jokes, some criticized him, and others called out his parents for not reining him in. And that's where this story takes its turn, because Boosie decided he wasn't just going to sit back quietly and watch. He had something to say, and he aimed it directly at T.I. The internet is a wild place. Once a clip or image leaks, it spreads at the speed of light. That's exactly what happened with King's private video. Within hours it was everywhere: Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. People dissected it, reposted it, and added their own commentary. For someone like King, who's already been under constant scrutiny, this only poured more fuel onto the fire. The memes came rolling in, the opinions flooded timelines, and the debate over whether kids of celebrities are given too much attention reignited once again. But Boosie wasn't laughing. He wasn't posting memes. He wasn't making light of the situation. Instead, he zeroed in on what this moment said about King, about T.I, and about the larger issue of parenting in the spotlight. And when Boosie speaks, you already know he's going to cut straight through the fluff. Boosie came out swinging. He didn't sugarcoat anything. In his eyes, this wasn't just about a young man making a mistake. It wasn't just about a private video that wasn't meant to see the light of day. To Boosie, this was proof that something deeper was wrong, that King was out of control, that T.I had failed to guide him properly, and that this was the kind of embarrassing situation that could have been avoided if real discipline had been in place from the beginning. His words weren't kind, and they weren't measured. They were harsh, pointed, and aimed straight at T.I.'s reputation as a father.
With the T.I situation, if he did that, you're a fucking rat too. I don't spare no motherfucking body. Because if you doing anything wrong, you doing anything criminal-wise, and you cooperate with law enforcement to get you out of trouble, that means you're cooperating. That means you're a rat.
Now here's where this gets even more layered. Boosie and T.I aren't just two random rappers throwing shots online. They actually have history. For years they were friends, collaborators, and even planned to drop a joint album together. Fans were excited about it. Two Southern rap legends coming together for a project that could have been a major moment. But then things fell apart. Allegations, disagreements, and accusations about snitching destroyed the relationship. The album was scrapped, and both men went their separate ways. So when Boosie decided to speak on King Harris, it wasn't coming from a place of friendly advice. It was dripping with tension that had already been building between the two. Think about that for a second. When a stranger criticizes your child, it's one thing. But when someone you used to call a friend, someone who knows you, someone who knows your story, calls out your parenting publicly, that cuts deep. And Boosie knew exactly what he was doing. He wasn't just clowning King. He was sending a direct message to T.I. Your son is a reflection of you, and right now that reflection doesn't look good. Fans picked up on this immediately. Social media lit up, not just with the leaked video itself but with Boosie's words. Some people agreed with him, saying King has been out of control for years and it's about time someone said it. Others thought Boosie was going too far, that it wasn't his place to speak on another man's child, no matter what kind of drama existed between them. But either way, the conversation had shifted. It wasn't just about the leak anymore. It was about parenting, family, and the messy overlap of hip-hop, fame, and personal life.
I mean, of course I spoke with my son. You know, me and his uncles. You know, we were perplexed by his necessity to go back and forth with a short order cook. I didn't understand why he felt he needed to stop what he was doing to engage someone who was at such another level of life. Now, I had to explain to him that, you know, when people are not living the way they hope they would live, and here you is walking in with so much freedom and luxury, and you know, people gonna posture themselves a certain way. So therefore, you're gonna have to enjoy your life. You're gonna have to remove yourself from that energy and go enjoy your life.
And this is where the story takes a bigger turn, because King Harris isn't the only celebrity child to deal with these kinds of headlines. We've seen it before, whether it's Jaden Smith speaking out in ways that shocked people, Romeo Miller having very public disagreements with his father Master P, or even the children of non-rap celebrities dealing with the pressures of growing up in front of millions of people. The world is quick to judge these kids, sometimes forgetting they're still young, still figuring life out, still making mistakes like everybody else. The difference is, when they mess up, it's on TMZ, Shade Room, and trending on Twitter within hours. For T.I., this moment was especially brutal. He's always taken pride in being a father, always portrayed himself as a man who guides and teaches his kids. To see King trending for the wrong reasons again, and to have Boosie loudly criticizing his parenting, was a direct hit to the image he's built for years. And the truth is, fans love drama. They love seeing two celebrities clash, especially when there's real history behind it. That's why this story didn't fade away quickly. Instead, it kept building, with people choosing sides and debating who was right and who was wrong. As the days went on, reactions only grew louder. Memes got nastier, commentators weighed in, and every move T.I made was scrutinized. Was he going to clap back at Boosie? Was he going to defend his son publicly? Or was he going to let the moment pass in silence? For Boosie, the job was done. He'd already said his piece, and he knew the internet would do the rest. That's the power of his words. He doesn't have to keep repeating himself. One rant, one viral clip, and the culture runs with it. And that's the surprising part of this story. It isn't just about King Harris making another headline, or even about Boosie and T.I.'s broken friendship. It's about the bigger question of how far people should go when criticizing someone else's family. Is it fair game because King is a public figure in his own right, always putting himself out there? Or should there be a line that even someone as unfiltered as Boosie doesn't cross? That's what has people talking. The truth is, Boosie has always thrived on shock value, but he also represents a voice that many feel is missing in today's culture. The blunt, unpolished, brutally honest perspective. He doesn't care about industry politics. and he doesn't care about backlash. That's why his words hit so hard, because whether you love him or hate him, you know he means every single one. And in this case, he meant every single jab aimed at T.I. But let's not forget, King Harris is still young. He's still got his whole life ahead of him, and moments like this can either break a person or push them to grow. The internet can be cruel, but it can also be a wake-up call. Whether King takes this moment and changes course, or doubles down and continues to spiral, remains to be seen. What's certain is that with parents like T.I and Tiny, and with critics like Boosie watching his every move, the spotlight on him isn't going anywhere. And that leaves us with the final question. Was Boosie right? Did he simply say what others were too scared to say? Or did he cross a line that shouldn't have been crossed, dragging family matters into the public when it wasn't his business? That's the debate that keeps this story alive, and it's the reason people can't stop talking about it. So now it's over to you. What do you think? Did Boosie go too far in calling out T.I over his son's leaked video? Or was he right to put the spotlight on a situation that needed to be addressed?